So when you do voice acting, you have everything at your command. You can raise or lower your IQ at will. It's an option, so you figure that out. Anyway, that's part of how you stir the mix together and see what comes out. But when they had chosen me, Wally Burr, again, called me at home. He said, I've got a question for you. He said, Hasbro loves you for Grimlock, but it sounds like a tonsil buster. Are you a great auditioner, or will you be able to maintain and sustain this like Starscream, like many? And I said, put me in, coach. I'll promise to hit it out of the park. But because I learned to wrap my voice around it like a heavy metal singer, I've had a career instead of just a gig.
He called us in, and like Rick said, threw those scripts on the table, and we grabbed some, and then he ignored that completely and did what he wanted, which is what Wally did. And it was always fun. It was great to work with all these guys. The green room was insane. But it was quite wonderful and lasted for a long time, so I loved it.
I was a G1. I can't tell you anything about it. Bye. And I was like, what? And then they called back like a couple hours later, and they're like, so that thing, it looks like you got it, but it's not for sure. There's a thing called studio approval, which like you can get the role and everybody can like you, all the artists, you know, the inconsequential people. But then the studio head can go, I don't think that guy's right. I don't like the cut of his jib. So finally they called me the next day and they said, okay, you got it. And I was like, what? And they were like, we can't tell you. and then the next day they told me, and they were like, and you're recording tomorrow morning. They called me at like 6 o'clock at night, and they were like, and you're recording tomorrow morning. And I was just in shock. Yeah. Pun intended. Yeah, so that was mine.
I miss certain people. I miss Chris Ladwell. I miss him a lot. And others. It was wide open, and we did a lot, and we played a lot with it. There were people who came along who wouldn't allow us to play with the role a little bit. You know, and I had to tell them to get off. We made Hasbro $1 billion, so hey, okay. Don't shake the role. We've already shaped it. I won't tell you who tried that with me. It's not important. But I'm glad that I had the ability to shape the role as needed. I mean, if the writer was suggesting something, then we were able to play it. You know, that's that. Some of us were able to play it. Others had to have it worked out with them, and that's okay too. In my old age, I've become more of an ensemble player anyway. Then I wasn't I? Greg. I was not an ensemble player, was I?
You were not an ensemble.
Okay. But I kept my mouth shut usually. And just did the work.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your answer. One of my favorite questions that I enjoy asking when I host a panel is, if you got the opportunity to do anything with your characters in a follow-up show, movie, season, whatever, what would you want to see them do? What would you want them to go through or them to do? If you have multiple characters, you can pick one or two. If you don't have any ideas, that's totally fine. I always think it's fun to see where people's thoughts go.
Well, I have a lot of ideas for Gert too, because it's really wide open. He could become one of a lot of different characters with a name. But with Shockwave, I think there's some really great source material, especially in the comics. I'd like to see him kind of delve into his madness and, you know, remove the logic chip and, you know, become homicidal and sadistic and evil and more evil. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Branch out the universe so you kind of see what a lot of these characters are like individually, you know, whether they're, you know, an Autobot or a Decepticon or, you know, Marvel or DC or anything like that. So even if it was just in anthology form, I would love to see what some of these characters are like just on their own, that are slightly removed from the main source material, just kind of who they are as individuals. So like, yeah, I would love to see a little bit more of who Jazz is and his relationship to Prime and why they have such a closeness with each other.
Everything. And Arthur had opinions about everything because he cared. And I want to make it clear that it wasn't just a line for a laugh. He wanted clarification on everything in context, and that's okay. It may be inconvenient for the people on the other side of the glass who are watching the clock and watching their wallets and trying to stay on the time schedule. But there's absolutely everything right about it. It's just inconvenient, and he was very much a member of the ensemble. Anyway, we were an ensemble.
I listened rapt to his conversation with you. And I thought, my God, this guy's a playwright. Because he can make situations out of drawings. So somebody said that someone said that they were going into the craft and they wanted to act behind the microphones. You want to practice? Here's what you do. And I was told early on, as a child, do this. Because I did my first play on stage at 9. They said, read your butt off. Everything, but particularly, imagine characters in a novel or even a newspaper. Okay? Before television, before radio, even with the character coming up in a windstorm, what they would be doing, how they would be reacting to that, and just play with it. I'll be damned if that didn't work. Greg, I love you, brother. I love all you brothers. Particularly you. You look like a doppelganger for Greg up there. Look at these guys. Look at them. Pain is killing me, I gotta go.
I just want to add, with all due respect to Evan, when Scatman Carruthers would bring his ukulele and his stories of a long and weathered past, we never wanted to go back into the studio. We just wanted him to hold court, and it's the happiest memory. He had a beautiful face, but his face just, you knew there was struggle involved, and that he leaned on and survived on that beautiful smile and sparkling eyes. Anyway.
Just get to record together and make each other laugh and stuff. Doing the 40th with you guys and getting a small taste of that, meowing like cats for 10 minutes straight and singing show tunes, and like the stuff on the cutting room floor was insane. High point of my life. That was it was time travel. Oh my god! Oh gosh, we're so some of those things. I just wanted to say that was beyond an honor to be there. I don't remember what the question was. It was the kind of characters you want to play.
The kind of characters you want to play. How you want to approach this character? What kind of leeway you feel like you have with the different directors?
Again, to piggyback off something Greg was saying, every character in my mind, the visual that I use is a stew. Like when you make stew or soup, you can't separate an ingredient from soup. And everyone, the director, the writer, the engineer, they all have an input in this character. It's never just one piece, especially never just the actor, but they don't know what magic one piece of that, or one ingredient of that stew is gonna bring. The children's book Stone Soup, that was like a little allegory that we all read when we were kids. Same applies to acting. So far as me, I love flawed characters so much. Like, I could say I love bad guys, but what I really love is broken guys, which most bad guys are. And like, because Starscream, like, I mean, it's fun, you know, waking up and like, I'm gonna kill He-Man, you know, and that's awesome. But also, like, that only lasts for so long. He has to turn into Keldor and give him a backstory and stuff. I'm just talking about He-Man now, but I love that because those are the things that you grab onto when you're getting to read and do a performance. Because yes, you know, I want to be the real leader of the Decepticons, but why is that? You know, what's going on in Starscream's head? How did he get caught up? He's a scientist, man. Back off, you know. Ghostbusters, but yeah, broken characters, most fun. I'm gonna stop talking.
They're all great answers. Thank you.
Jason, you turned it off on me. Wonderful answers. I think we're about to be wrapping up here. So for the last question, I always like to ask.
Yeah, that was Smoky Boys.
Very pretentious whiskey.
Yeah.
I think
how rich your influences in the house. I know Hockley's is here. We got Jimmy Zadig. Let's see. There's Ron Wasker. He's incredible. That guy's a legend back there. If you guys don't know who he is, that dude is an absolute legend. Who else we got? We got Willie Jaco in the back. Say hi, Willie. Hey, give him away. Fantastic podcast. We got a handful of you folks. So try to follow all these guys. Say hi to them on the floor when you see them, and show them some love. More? Good? Yeah?